Depositions are out regarding the Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively trial, and Justin's ex-agent said Blake was extorting them. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I'm here with It's Kim. We've been live for over 2 hours. We had a great fight with a Blake supporter. It was a good show. If you want to watch the full show, it might annoy you, but it was a good show. If you want to watch the full show, you can always become a member on PopcornedPlanet.com. Go to our website, PopcornedPlanet.com, hit the sign up button. You'll be able to get the replays usually by the end of the night or first thing tomorrow morning. So thank you guys who've signed up, all our Planeteers. You guys keep us going. But I wanted to do a recap and give you guys the main topic again, which is we're going to breeze through some of these deposition scripts that came out. Now, warning, they're going to want to make you read more because they're just very small little sections that are sort of more about jurisdiction and this extortion angle, which is a pretty big deal. We're going to come back to this article because Blake has responded, but let's go through these transcripts, Kim. Yeah, let's go through it together. All right, ready to go. You want to read A or you want to be A or Q? Let's act these out together.
We could try it. I'm worried about my internet connection, but we could try. I could do A if you want.
Okay, there we go.
That's
you
fine.
start as A. You're the witness. Okay. You're Danny.
Okay, so visiting a client, which is what I do when my clients are directing films.
By the way, where was the film shot? Let's stick with the first phase of filming, if you know.
In New Jersey, I believe.
Okay, now the lawyer. Okay, very briefly, let's mark Exhibit 3 and none of your chats. This is one of Bates' timestamp, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and in this one, the second dark blue box, about 2/3 of the way, it's a message from you to Mr. Baldoni, to Mr. Heath, rather. Is that correct?
So let's see here.
I guess my question is...
So what's your question?
Is that one directed to Mr. Heath or Mr. Baldoni?
It looks like it was a conversation between Justin and me.
Okay, and you say to Mr. Baldoni, yup, and I'm there to have your back and remind you, not that you need me to, that you are the man and you are going to crush this. End scene. Okay, that's the first part. This is just obviously setting up the precedent that they shot in New Jersey for jurisdiction purposes. All right, moving on to the next scene. They are your partners. There's two parentheses. You want to mention this AM event, their acknowledgement of the continued extortion and an effort to gain control of the film. At the time, you sent these suggestions for a letter to Sony. You sent them to Mr. Baldoni. Had you had discussions with anyone at Sony? Miss Lively's effective attempts at extortion? Object. Witness.
I had ongoing conversations with Angie Giannetti, the executive on the project, about the behavior that Blake was displaying along the way. At this point in time, what was on the table was the premiere issue.
Pausing, the premiere issue was when Justin was kept in the basement of the premiere, going back to the scene.
We're pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, the timing. And at this point, you were choosing your words very carefully, weren't you? Objection.
Objections. I don't remember my state of mind when I wrote this letter.
Is it your practice to choose our words when conveying an important message?
I do my best.
And you use the word extortion in this chat, suggesting to Mr. Baldoni what he might write to Sony, correct? Objection.
Yes, it's in the text.
That's a pretty strong word, isn't it? Objection.
It felt appropriate at the moment.
You anticipated my next question. Thank you. Then you go on to say, but don't in any way put Sony on the defensive or indict them. Then if you can be contrite in some capacity, very briefly, acknowledging the two of you had your moments, which she would dissect your energy, word choice, and personality frequently, that led to mutual discomfort working with one another. Parentheses, not everyone gets along kind of thing. Not all personalities are compatible. Now, when you were suggesting to Mr. Baldoni that he write something to Sony saying, other people have agreements or downplaying the agreements, did you believe that Mr. Baldoni was taking Miss Lively's conduct too seriously? Objection.
I'm not really following this question.
Okay, I'll withdraw it. You used the word extortion, correct?
Yes.
Sounds to me like you believed at the time of this chat, July 26, 2024, that it was more than just ordinary incompatibility between Mr. Baldoni and Miss Lively. Is that a true statement? Objection.
I think my use of the word extortion there was referencing just how cumulative behavior that both the studio and Wayfair and Justin was having to manage. And so that's why I used the word.
Well, that would be more than just agreement, more than just a disagreement between two different personalities, wouldn't it, Mr. Greenberg?
Well, their personalities, again, I think the text speaks for itself, but I think they weren't not getting along. And so I think it's important. I was suggesting to Justin that he be
End
his
scene.
cutoff.
I know we don't get to keep going. I wish we could, but
Yeah.
we were pointing this out, Kim. This is calling out Sony. This is a big deal. This is his ex-agent at WME who's calling out and saying, yeah, it was extortion. This is a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
The way that I interpret this, and this is just my interpretation, I could be wrong, not in the room. I can't ask, Danny specifically, but when he says the studio and Wayfair and Justin, that leads me to believe that the studio in question he's speaking about is Sony. And to me, that just really shows the power dynamic here with Blake. And it does seem that Ms. Lively did have a lot of power in this situation, enough to allegedly, according to Danny, extort, which is a pretty dramatic thing to be said in a deposition moving into this trial.
Now, Lively's spokesperson told Page 6 on Monday, the court already dismissed their so-called taking over a movie claim, and this cherry-picked deposition quote from Baldoni's prior agent before he was dropped from WME adds nothing new. In fact, the court's dismissal even assumed their allegations were true for the sake of argument, and still held that they don't amount to a valid claim under the law. This is just recycled distraction that has nothing to do with the actual SH and retaliation lawsuit Baldoni and Wayfair are defending, our defendants are facing. Now, this quote just infuriates me because just because it was dismissed doesn't mean this isn't relevant to this case. It's absolutely relevant to the case, the power imbalance, etc. And he wasn't just dropped from WMA; he was fired because of you. You and Ryan, your agent, the head of the agency, made it clear they were dropping Justin because you were upset with Justin. So therefore, he just did it. This idea that they still rep Diddy, Kim. That's how messed up this is. They only would drop someone if they really absolutely have to, and you made them do it, in my opinion. So is that relevant? Absolutely, because now you're trying to use that as the reason was because of the edge claim. No, it's just because you made an allegation, and now we need to see if your allegation is true. Now, furthermore, they got another one. This is from Vivian Baker, who is her makeup artist, and really there's not a lot here, but I did not witness that. No, she says. And then the lawyer says, well, I'm curious what she didn't witness, but we can't speculate too much there. But the lawyer goes, you can be Vivian there. I'll read the lawyers. You described for us in response to Miss Bender's question, several incidents that you characterized, I believe, as inappropriate. Did all of those incidents occur during the first phase of the filming?
That would be correct.
Very quickly, you told us that you prepared for this deposition by having at least one meeting with your lawyers and I think a couple of Zoom calls. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mr. Baker, just so I'm going to remind you, you don't have to get into any conversations with your attorneys. And at no point am I asking you for anything that you communicated with your attorneys. So yes, you had a few Zoom calls and a meeting of a couple of hours to prepare for the deposition, correct?
Correct.
Was anybody else at that meeting that you had with your counsel? End scene. Again, just when it's getting good. Was there somebody there that wasn't supposed to be there? Who was there? Was Ryan Reynolds there? I want to know. Now, the last one comes in from Warren Zavala, who's, I guess, Blake's manager.
Talent manager, I believe.
Miss Leader, just going to object to the extent it calls for speculation. Okay, we don't do speaking objections, but just objection is sufficient. Can you please read back the question for Miss Zavala? We don't know what the question is. It was read back. Witness says,
I don't know.
do you know if that December, strike that. Do you know whether Miss Lively's written agreement provides for her to have a role in the editing of the movie?
I do not.
I'm going to just jump ahead a little bit. Do you know where the movie was filmed?
Yes.
Where?
New Jersey.
Were you ever on set during the filming?
I was.
How frequently?
I went twice, which is one more time than I've ever gone to set in 24 years.
Is there a reason? There is a sec. End scene, but now there's another page. Go ahead. Is a correct statement?
Correct.
Okay. Are you aware of any incidents that made Miss Lively uncomfortable during the second phase of filming?
No.
Your second visit to the set occurred during the second phase of filming, correct?
Correct.
And everything seemed to be going well to your observation during that second visit, correct?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Did you personally hear any complaints from Miss Lively during the second phase of filming?
Yes, in the post process around the testing of the cut of the film.
Okay, other than an issue relating to a testing of a cut of the film that Miss Lively didn't know about, any other complaints you heard from Miss Lively during the second phase of filming?
From that point forward, yes, there was definitely issues in terms of her interaction, I think, with Justin and their collaboration in the final stages of post.
Okay, tell me what you know specifically. Oh, just when it's getting juicy and scene. Well, there you go. So we get a little taste of what's going on. And then this is in depositions, as I was saying during live, you have to answer the questions. You have to say everything. You have to put it all out. It's like a pre-trial. So the lawyers get to ask everything, basically find out what the arguments are so they can prepare, and both sides get to go to court, prepared. You can't have surprises, right, Kim? That's the point of this. So it's very interesting to see what's going here. And as I'm reading between the lines, I don't see anything bad for Justin yet. But I do see bad for Blake. The jurisdiction's clear. It's Jersey. And they make it clear the second phase of filming was normal. And I think that's going to be incredibly important, not only for the timeline of things, but just proving like everything worked fine. Why did it still continue to go bad? It went sour because of this, in my opinion. What happened? I want to know. So during that part, it was just creative differences. And so that's why he was left out of the premiere. I mean, make that make sense. You filmed a movie, love scenes, etc., but you can't have him stand at the other side of a red carpet while you're there. I mean, I'm dying to know more of this, Kim, and I hope we can get these soon. We are going to obviously read them together as more and more come out. But one last little update. We did watch this clip from Claire Abe, who's the other accuser. And it was just funny because she's out there.
Thank you to the smart girl, and it ends with lawsuits.
She's just, shout out. Just funny because she's out there like thanking Steve, piping him up and how much he did for the film. And this was recorded 1 month after she secretly recorded him. So stay tuned. We'll get that audio soon because I'm not buying it personally. I need to know specifically what she's accusing Justin of. She's been a little too vague there, but we will keep you posted on that and everything else. And meanwhile, make sure you subscribe to It's Kim. Subscribe here to Popcorn Planet. You can do that by hitting the button. Hit the bell for all alerts so you get notified. And when you get those notifications, you know what to do. Smash that thumbs up. Do it right now, guys. Leave a comment as well and stay tuned. We got a lot more coming your way here on Popcorn Planet.